just want to see Tank fight Shakur Stevens, Devin Haney, all the fights, man. Like, you know what I mean? I think it's Tank, you know, as a world champion first, he should give us those fights. Because those are the fights I want to see. Not taking anything away from the fight with Jake Paul. I know it's going to be a big fight with big money, but
Benavidez also dropped a subtle but clever point in his comments. He understands real business, the big money matchups, even when they aren't traditional pure boxing classics. He basically said what everyone's already thinking. This one isn't about technical talent. It's about raw danger and size clashing in real time. That's what makes it so electrifying. You've got one of the most devastating knockout artists since the Tyson era stepping into a spectacle that could easily shift from entertainment to absolute chaos. And people are still complaining about him securing a $40 million payday? Come on. If any of us had a chance to make that kind of cash before lunchtime, we'd sign on the dotted line without hesitation.
It's not really competitive to the point where it's not really about the skill. It's about the size and the skill. You know what I mean? Because Tank is way smaller than Jake Paul, you know, but we know that if he lands a good shot, it could be over for Tank. But also, in my opinion, Jake Paul is so big that if he lands the right shot, maybe if he lands in the back of the head or in the side of the head, it might be over too.
Right after Benavidez finished speaking some hard truths about money over legacy, Abel Sanchez stepped in like the old school voice of reason, ready to slap some reality onto all that modern hype. He didn't hold back one bit. Sanchez basically said, as a fan, I'm not into this fight, but as a coach, secure that paycheck, kid. That's blunt. And honestly, it's refreshing. Abel isn't obsessing about legacy. He's talking survival in a brutal sport. His message to Tank was crystal clear. If you're going to make a career out of throwing punches, make sure those punches set up your future and pay the bills.
You know what? As a fight fan, I don't like the fight. But as a coach, I think it's a good move for Tank Davis. I mean, I've seen too many kids go out of this sport with not a cent in their pocket. And I think that if Tank Davis takes advantage of a big payday like that, I think it's a ridiculous fight as far as a fight fan. But as a coach, I understand it. You have to take care of your own.
And is absolutely right. Boxing has seen countless icons retire with trophies but empty wallets. So Tank lining up a massive payday with Jake? That's not avoiding competition. That's playing the long game. The smartest fighters aim at two things, the guy in front of them and financial stability for the future. But then Abel slid in with that classic trainer mindset. To him, Jake Paul isn't a real danger. He basically brushed it off like Jake's just an influencer cosplaying as a boxer. You can practically hear him saying, sure, Jake's got size, but Tank's been dealing with bigger dudes his whole life.
The street, that's who he was fighting. He was fighting bigger guys than him. He was always a smaller guy. So he knows how to fight those big guys. He knows how to duck up underneath and throw those looping shots because that's who he fought in the street. At least that's my opinion anyway. He's always been the little guy, and I'm sure that in the streets he wasn't a choir boy. I'm sure that he had his moments, and everybody was bigger than him. So he knows how to take care of himself. I don't think Jake Paul is a threat.
The way Abel explained it, the slick head movement, the looping power shots, that pure street-bred toughness, it sounded like poetry mixed with violence. And then he dropped the funniest line of the night, basically saying Jake only lands at one perfect punch in an alternate universe where even grandma's rocking a beard. Pure classic coach humor. He gave Tank all the respect in the world while still side-eyeing the whole spectacle. And honestly, he's speaking facts. Because if Tank connects clean even once, that 50-pound advantage isn't saving anybody. Jake's next video might be filmed from a different dimension, somewhere between Stars and Saturday Nights.
You know, like you're a bigger guy, you could take punches from a smaller guy, you know?
Your grandma had a mustache.
That's not really your grandma.
Yeah. If Tank connects with the right hand, he's putting him out.
Yeah.
Just like he did Garcia.
I think that's what a lot of people like are thinking, but
again, it's on the up and up.
Yeah.
So I keep saying, no, it's on the up and up. I hope it is.
And just when Abel Sanchez finished serving that dose of boxing reality, Michael J. White strolls in with that calm, wise man energy like he's breaking down a fight scene on set. He takes one look at the betting lines. Jake sitting at plus 136, Tank favored at minus 175. And he already knows where he's leaning. Tank's the guy. Said so casually, like the outcome is already in the script. Because really, what's shocking about it? This matchup isn't just big muscles versus elite technique. It's viral fame power going head-to-head with precision that's been sharpened at the highest level of the sport. TikTok force versus championship timing, and timing wins 9 out of 10 times.
But the fact that Gervonta, I believe he spars people that are much heavier than him. And that uppercut. Yeah.
Well, who do you got?
I would have to bet on Gervonta because for
Okay.
all the little things, all that, and the fact that he's not old.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he makes up for the weight situation. I don't know if a guy that size is going to be fast enough to catch Gervonta clean.
True.
Yeah.
But Gervonta might catch him.
Oh, he is going to catch him.
Michael understands the assignment. Fight IQ isn't something you can edit in a vlog. Jake may have that influence and knockout energy, but Tank comes with a sniper's accuracy, the type that lands clean no matter what weight class you're standing in. And the way Michael breaks it down? Smooth. He basically reminds everyone that Jake is finally stepping in with a real world champion boxer, not a crossover experiment. Then he tosses in a hilarious line about people eventually boxing bays, because let's be honest, this sport keeps drifting deeper into circus territory. But Tank is here to reset the tone. You can lift weights, chase clout, or pray your followers turn into footwork. None of it matters when that left hand detonates. That's not content. That's consequences.
It wasn't Gervonta Davis. It was somebody else in that weight category.
It'd be ridiculous.
Yeah, it'd be ridiculous. But Gervonta, I mean, his technique-wise and heart-wise, that makes it interesting. Like, again, kudos goes to Jake Paul because it kind of worked its way up, even though the guy is so much smaller.
Michael understands the assignment. Fight IQ isn't something you can edit in a vlog. Jake may have that influence and knockout energy, but Tank comes with a sniper's accuracy, the type that lands clean no matter what weight class you're standing in. And the way Michael breaks it down? Smooth. He basically reminds everyone that Jake is finally stepping in with a real world champion boxer, not a crossover experiment. Then he tosses in a hilarious line about people eventually boxing bays. Because let's be honest, this sport keeps drifting deeper into circus territory. But Tank is here to reset the tone. You can lift weights, chase clout, or pray your followers turn into footwork. None of it matters when that left hand detonates. That's not content. That's consequences.
You're talking about pound for pound, number 1, number 2 greatest all time in those weight. I mean, you can argue for the heavier guy. I'm just saying these are 2 of the greatest. And if they want to do it, even in their old age, I wouldn't recommend it. But then again, Manny just fought a world championship fight and looked okay compared to what he was in there with. So I don't mind it. I will watch this. I will break it down. I will.
All right, your turn. Who leaves with their hand raised and who has to eat their words? Is Tank ready to shut down the show once and for all? Or does Jake deliver another jaw-dropping upset that sends a purist into meltdown? Hit the comments with your predictions. Let's see who's really calling this right. And hey, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters so you never miss the action. Catch you in the next one.